Hi, welcome to Ocean's Mirror. I was trying to schedule this really because it's really a subject. It's not really about the women exactly, but it's about the women in a certain way because they're kind of examples, I suppose. Um, I have spoken about Millie Dreams. Millie Dreams was one of the women who's gone to Jamaica right now. She was around a lot of different people, and she shacked up with one guy. But the guy, what he did, he took her card, he took a picture of her credit card, and he also punched her in the nose. And the reason why I've got Jazz up here because Jazz was kind of in the same situation as well. Now, the both women, though different, but they're the same at the same time. Millie lost her children in the system as well. So Miss Fabulous thought that she would take her to Jamaica for her to, have a holiday, whatever, which is normal. I don't see nothing wrong in that because she probably saw she was in a situation, but when she reached Jamaica, she started misbehaving, obviously. So Jazz Jazz is kind of like Millie in certain ways because today she broadcasted that how she was unhappy, that how the guy cheated on her and stuff like that. Now Chris did her the same thing, but it's like it's to do with Chris in a kind of a way. And her and Millie, like I said, they have similarities. Chris has done DV2 to Jazz as well, but she still rides for him. Millie, though she's in between, it's like she's in between men at the moment. Um, they are very male orientated, male centered women. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a bit of attention, right? Every woman deserves the attention. I'm not saying that a woman shouldn't have an attention. It's when the attention gets to a certain level, and Millie and Jazz is the same, where it needs to be is whatever attention comes. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with a woman having attention, having a love, having what's the word? Having that connection is not whatever. Then it's like the men will therefore use them, and they would get what they need out of them, and then they would leave them. Now, normally I don't talk. No, do I talk about relationships? I don't know. Maybe I have, but in this case, it's so prominent. Like these two women. Now, I wanted to put Millie and Butcher. I think his name. They call him Butcher on the thumbnail as well as Jazz because it's the same when she was all loved up with Chris and all this stuff, and he'll do no wrong until when he left her. And I feel it's the same thing that's going to happen to Millie. Now, the reason why for this live as well is because Jazz surfaced. Well, actually, she comes on live and she does these weird lives. I mean, I spoke about them before. She does these really weird lives. She'll be talking about somebody, not talking about somebody. Now, the thing is that how she was up here talking that how she's fed up and she was threatening, I'm gonna do this. She put a tracker on the guy and all that. If you are putting a tracker on a man and he's doing so much, right? Most women will or call off whatever, whether it's a relationship, a link up, whatever. Because you're giving him the power. She doesn't understand. She doesn't get the concept of certain relationships because, like she said, that how from when she was young, she's made baby for baby. When it comes to women, she's very insecure. She's not a girl's girl. She's none of that, and she will what's she would actually um do anything for a man. Now, you can meet a man halfway. If you cannot sit and talk with a man as well, right? Like I said, if you can, the one thing some men like is when you can talk, and when you have, I mean, there is like like there's a little sass about you, as they call it. They say something about you. They would ideally be there for you. Jasmine hasn't got none of that. Jasmine tends to copy what she sees others do, and Liv has really been getting a lot of reactions done on her, a lot of probably a lot of yeah, a lot of reactions done on her. So Jazzy's trying to do the same thing, but what she keeps doing, she's using the template that's already been used. So the reactors therefore see through it. Now, when the reactors call her out, she goes and responds to them, and it's quite telling sometimes who she is with. Now, Chris walked away from her and left her in debt and all sorts of stuff, and she since then has been having loads of wellness checks, loads of this happening. She is always seems like she's clinging on to something. I don't know, clinging on to nothing. It's she seems like she needs a caregiver. I don't know. They call him a caregiver. She's very manipulative as well. She has that thing going on with her. She's not she doesn't care about her children. She never puts her children first. But today or yesterday she was on a live for several hours talking about somebody, but talk about a man or some man or something. But she said that how she can tell that the man was off with her or something. So she put a tracker on him. She went round to where he was or near where he was or something. I should actually find it because I think if I explain it, you ain't gonna get it. Right. She went round there and she was very upset. She's very upset by what she saw or hold on, let me find it. She was upset about it or something. Now it does sound a lot like Chris. And we'll get to Millie Dreams in a minute because she's a whole nother one too. She's another something else as well. Like I said, there's loads of women like this out there. Jazz is not unique by a long shot. Where is it? Oh, I can never find it when I need it. Hold on, let me find it. And I've been watching this young lady because she's young, do craziness for a long time. So it's nothing new that we are seeing here, okay? And I have spoken about her in the past. So I'm just going to project her. Hold on. And this is why I feel the family does wellness checks on her as well, because there's some concerning things going on with her. She's sitting there, she's sitting there, and we just had an argument with whoever, and that's in the live. So I would say, does she not have no friends? Does she not have nobody that she can go to? Does she not have a woman friend that she can talk to? A shrink?
Thank you. You have a good night too. Stop tripping. Mm-mm.
And this has been going on for a long time.
Or should I wait?
She's crying. That's
I
what
don't know.
she's doing right now. She's crying for whoever the person is. And I'll give a breakdown of a male-centered woman down in a minute, because I feel she and the other lady, Millie Dreams, is the same. It's the same kind of situation.
My mind is just going, bro. I'm trying to calm the fuck down. Like, I'm really trying to calm the fuck down. It's like going something serious. Why have my phone keep fucking turning? It's locked. Rotate your device back. What the fuck? There you go. I don't give a fuck. They can call me about whatever they want to call me about. That shit don't even matter to me. Like, cause I'm only giving people, I'm giving y'all this much, and there's like, there's way more like that, like to this situation, like. Be sleep. Be sleep. I'm relaxed, kinda. No, I'm not. I was about to lie. Sorry, I can't even lie.
like she's talking, but she's not talking. She ain't saying nothing, really. She just saying stuff like, but it's later on. Hold on. It's later on she starts explaining a little bit about what happened. Hold on.
Is it the betrayal that has you upset? Ooh. Yeah. I feel like I just feel like why waste somebody's time if you already want to move a certain way? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what was the purpose? Like, and I could really dig now that I know shit. Like, I look at little thing. I could have been fucking detective. Like, honestly, I will look at the fucking letter and I will look and try to find. I will go through everything. I will scrape every fucking platforms, like social media shit. I will scrape that bitch. I will, and I'm the type of person that I will go through your likes and see who liking your shit, and I will go to their page and I will see if you like their shit. I'm that type of person. I'm that type of person. See what you like, see what you comment on, and it's not that hard. And then I'll just keep going. And it reveals itself, because if you do too much on one person's stuff, that shows a lot. You want to be seen. All right, cool. That's how I am. I will fucking be a fucking detective,
Where
but
does
I haven't
accent
done that
come
in a
from?
long time. A long
This
time.
is a different accent, by the way.
Last time I did that, it was child, it's been years.
So why they keep asking if she's from New York or something? Because the accent change. Personality change.
Hold on. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Is it on?
She has a personality change. I hope you can hear me. Because my one goes off. It'll go off in the middle of a thingy live.
It shows insecurity. Maybe I am insecure. Who knows? Who knows? It probably does. It does show insecurity, but it also shows I just don't trust nobody. I haven't felt that way. I felt the need to do something like that in years. Like years. Like, when was the last time I did that?
It's
That
the
I went on a
threatening
hot
part.
search.
You already been to the the jail already. You wanna
It was
go back there
probably
again?
Maya. I did my hot search when I had Maya.
Where's your friends, man?
Okay.
Where's your friends?
I'm just saying. I
You
haven't
must
done
have
it,
a
but I could
friend
do it.
somewhere
I could
you
really go
can
on a
talk to.
deep
So took it
dive
to the internet.
if I really wanted to figure shit out. I've
The
done it
internet
before.
can't
I ain't
help you.
got shit to hide. Like,
They
I'm
can
not gonna.
suggest. That's all they
That's
can
your
do.
opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and because of your opinion. You say what you say. I have insecurities. I feel like I probably do, and I don't trust motherfuckers. So maybe I should do it.
Just after mommy sipped her hot
It just
today.
takes a lot doing that shit. I made such a big mistake, y'all. Like the mistake that I made is so huge.
Let me see if I can find Millie while she's talking. No, I'm thinking it. Well, actually, I'll do the one where Renee goes to talk to Millie's partner. Let me see if I can find it. Because they're so easy.
Just be done. Y'all trying to talk some sense into me. I appreciate that.
No, they
Because
shouldn't
a part
have
of me
to,
just
though.
wants to be like that.
You're supposed to come and bring the thingy. Bring the content to them. Why should they have to talk sense to you? It makes no sense. Makes none whatsoever.
Fuck, I shouldn't have did that, bro.
I can't even find Millie's dreams now.
It can be like that. We want to see you win. Once you change your thought process and heal plan, God will send a different type of man.
Her thought process will never change.
Was it really bad
That's
how
the
you
thing.
reacted?
You're talking to the wrong person on that level. She doesn't get it. Her thought process will never change. Now, there's a younger version of her in Jamaica right now. She will stay that way until she's old. She will always be like this. Because you can change your life a little bit. She doesn't want to change her life. She don't want to listen.
It just makes me think about a lot of shit. Like, oh, I'm so nauseous thinking about this shit. A lot of shit.
The fact that you have to put a tracker on a man, there's a lot. That you have to do that. That's mad.
It makes my current situation bad because.
So was they contributing to the rent as well? Because you said that things will change. So does that mean that you complicated the situation?
Just know I fucked up. I fucked up really bad.
No, this can be a skits as well. So I'm bearing that in mind too, because she does skits or she sees something what somebody's doing and she'll copy it. So I'm keeping all that in mind.
Like, and I'm not thinking about one thing. It's just like, it's a lot of shit. Like, every fucking thing. Like, bro, I really fucked up with this shit. It's crazy.
It's complicated, isn't it? She did something she ain't supposed to do. By tomorrow, she will be up here smiling and being a certain way again. This is probably nothing.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy as fuck. This one's deeper. Like, this situation is deep, you know? This is deep.
This lady is truly this. Okay. Hold on, let me show it.
That are married, you cut your single friends off. You lose yourself in a relationship. You adapt to whatever personality, opinions, or goals your partner has. You seek approval from men so much. When you're going out with your friends, you like when you're always the one who gets attention from men. And you also try to bring your friends down in the presence of men. You say things like, oh, that's even my hair. Or you think the best time for you to bring your friend down is in the presence of men. You change your appearance, the way you dress, the way you speak, the places you go to, the friends you hang out with, because of your man. You're the typical person that would excuse a man's behavior and you'd always have a justification for it. It always seems to make sense in your head. But you are crazy. You think it is a big flex when men are chasing you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like the best thing. My darling, your priorities are so misplaced because not every man that is chasing you really considers you as worthy. Some of them just want to sleep with you. Men will literally sleep with anything. I'm not saying all this to make you feel like a terrible person. I'm saying this because you male-centered women have a weak identity. You don't have a life outside of male validation. And it's a terrible thing because in the long run, you need to have your own personality. Some of you have low self-esteem, you have low confidence, you have low standards because maybe society has programmed your brain into accepting low standards men. And that's the reason why you're male-centered. Our brand class is for you. And every other girl that falls in this category will help you work on your standards, raise your self-esteem, boost your self-confidence, help you realize your value and your self-worth outside of a man. All you need to do is to click the link in my bio or send a DM to me if you want me to send the details to you. Being a male-centered woman would get you used and used. As you already know, this page is dedicated to the girls. Now that you found me, make sure you're following and make sure you share.
I need to say no more than that then, innit? All right, back to Jazz.
I don't care, bro. That shit don't. Like, I don't even be on that shit. Like, I don't care what anybody say right now. I know I've made it out of a very bad situation I've been in. It's just like, bro, I like crawled out of those situations. That's what people don't get. I crawled, like, literally nails to the ground on concrete. I crawled out of those situations, right? I crawled out, like, big time. It was not easy, but I told myself I wasn't going to do this again. Like, I wasn't going to go through this type of shit again. Like, meaning, like, bullshit, basically bullshit, right? Fuck, I really fucked up with this, bro.
The thing with this is as well, she doesn't cry like this for her children. She don't cry like this for her children. She'll cry for a man. She'll cry for somebody else. So she won't cry for her children. And this is one of the things that she does. She'll turn up on here. She'll be depressed, whatever. The family also does wellness checks on her when she says she wants to unalive herself and certain stuff. When certain things happen, regarding a man, she would say, okay, I'm going to do this. And she would, the children will be there. Now, the children only come visit her, I think, every once in a week, once in a month. I don't even know how it goes exactly. Somebody can correct me on that one. But this, what she's doing, doesn't make no sense. If you're upset, I would never, if I'm upset, I will never come on to the YouTube and sit here and cry. Even if someone's passed away that I know, I wouldn't come on here. I'll probably talk about it, announce it, and that's it. Because obviously, right, you'll see less of me. Apart from that, I am not going to come on here and cry and say I'm in a situation. Some things the social media should know about you. That's what I really believe. That I know people will get upset when I say this, but that's how I feel, because this lady demonstrates it very on numbers of time. The mummy sector know her so well. They might as well write a dictionary dedicated to my Jazzy life. You know, her words, the way she moves. I mean, there's probably others that move exactly like her, but she brings it on here. Now, the Erics and others can give you a rundown of different times when she's done this. She does the same thing every single time, every single year. When it's nearing either a celebration of a child, particularly, i.e. birthday party, she will come on here and she'll do all this. Sometimes there's no relationship going on. She'll make it up. She's seen somebody else talk about relationships. She'll talk about it. She'll literally get dressed, cry, and do all the things. To me, it's not worth doing all that. If I got to do all that, if I got to come on YouTube and do all that, or social media in general, do all that, come on here, break down, cry. Fair enough. If I'm in crisis, is different. That's different, right? And I need help. That's different. Apart from that, people come on like me will come on, do their thing, and get off. We are not going to turn on our live, and we're not going to break down in front of the camera and all sorts of things. Now, she, like I said, Millie is her younger version of her. I really believe that Millie Dreams is a younger version of my Jazzy life. But Millie Dreams lost her children, so she's kind of like Liv as well. So that's why I talk about Millie Dreams a little bit too, because there is certain things like when you've been young yourself and you've been through a couple of things, you yourself can see where the young ones are heading. And right now, it's not heading. This lady's only 35 years old. You shouldn't even be online crying. What you should be doing is doing your content. You are a vlogger. You should be vlogging. You should be doing what you do. That's it. To me, even if you are going through a crisis with a man partner, whatever, because we've seen this happen so many times with Queen Niger and others already, you don't need to display it on here. And fair enough, Millie Dreams is different because she literally is in Jamaica and she's kind of been doing a lot of stuff too, but she's younger, I suppose, and not that it gives her excuses, but the difference between that is that how they sometimes over on the other platform, they do it as skits, they do it as storylines, whatever, to run up their money. Now, in your case, right, you've been vlogging for 15 or 12 years. You've been on this YouTube and you've done the same thing every single time. People can count the numbers of times that you come on here and you've broken down crying. You broke down crying when Chris left you. You broke down crying when he left you high and dry. And you're here again doing the same thing. You moved and you went to another place. Bear in mind, my daughter's already predicted where this is going to end up. You know, I'm just waiting to see because she does too much. She does way too much. right? And I might not stay on her for long. I might move to Millie Dreams as well, because Miss Fabulous called it out, right, on certain stuff. Okay. And this will marry this whole thing together, because like there is women like her out there. There's women like my Jazzy Love out there. There's women like Liv out there. There's women like Strongly Chrissy out there. These are not unique women by a long shot. They're not unique, right? There is women who is just like them. So I'm using my Jazzy Life and Millie Dreams. If you do know about Millie Dreams, I've covered her before, because she was Miss Fabulous's friend, right? But when Miss Fabulous now calls it out, which is the type of friend this girl needs right now, she needs a friend like this. Even though Miss Fabulous ain't friends with her, Miss Fabulous went and she called it out. And she spoke to the boyfriend, okay? And she asked him a couple questions. And then I think I put up a shorts of it. Is there shorts of it? A video of it. Okay. And then they turn around and tell Miss Fabulous that she's jealous. Miss Fabulous literally tells the man, hold on, let me show you. If you've seen it on the channel, you know what I'm talking about. Because they're same situations, but different situations. Okay, they're same but different. The only thing, this Miss Jazzy Life kind of runs her own little storyline. She sees somebody else getting views, and she runs these storylines. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she did. Maybe she did have a male encounter. Maybe, but the only person that comes to mind when she's talking is Chris. Yeah, that's the only person that comes to my mind. Every time I see a reacting on her, it's Chris, because Chris, he takes money from her. He takes money from her. He's hit her in the past. She gave up more or less her rights to the children. She more or less handed them over to Philip. Okay, even me, I shouldn't even know about your life. Okay, I should just see, okay, it's my Jazzy Life. That's it. That's all I should know. I shouldn't know your whole business. But anyways, so I'm going to take it to Millie Dreams. Now, my Jazzy Life need people like this. Okay. Now let's hear.
So probably after next.
This ain't about me not liking Millie. Honestly, it's not about me liking Millie. It's just about proving a point. But yes, I have, but we don't care. So
He probably accepts her for who she is.
Why would anyone think that?
Did the mum call her for true?
I think so, yeah. I'm on call.
You're such a liar.
Lying because Millie
This is what I'm trying to say. Both of them liars. Scammers. You're both scammers. You're working together.
Hold on. Don't punch her up. Scammers. So somebody tells lies on you and you're still comfortable to stay with them, knowing they've told so much lies on you. Butcher, why did you hit her?
You have to text them to answer your question, man.
So why? So her eye was black. Her face. She had a bruise here.
Was that him?
Yeah.
Bro, Millie said he hit her and took a picture of her phone, bro. Took a picture of her bank card, and that he takes her card and takes money out. That's what she said. That she wakes up and checks her account and there's no money in there because he takes it out. That is what she said. You're not paying attention to these screen recordings.
The thing is, she says something new every day.
Why is he so smiley?
Rumors are spreading, guys.
But it's always smiley, like you don't take anything seriously.
Butcher.
Yes. What again?
Honestly though, I'm being serious, yeah? If those allegations are not true, yeah, how are you comfortable to be around her again?
Yeah, seriously.
You have to know, as I always tell people, right? People gonna always talk and say things. When you're in a situation for yourself, and you see where I go on and you see the other side, you see me, I say, you can't look past that, man, because...
Kez, was it makeup that she used? Maybe it was makeup, innit?
Renee, you might find somebody out there, you know. I know just right now. You might find somebody.
Man's house look like? He looks like he lives in a fucking shed. Yeah? He don't have a fridge. He don't have a stove. You meet a foreigner who's making money on TikTok, who has taught you things about TikTok. You see the money she's making. Millie's going to furnish that man's house. Millie's going to put a fridge and a stove in that man's house. Who wouldn't keep her close? Who wouldn't keep her close? He's making me stay here. I'm gonna get him a fridge. I'm gonna help him make money. I'm gonna put a stove in his house. Come on, use your common sense. Use your headquarters. Right now, all he's talking about is, I need love. Dirty boy don't know nothing about me. Dirty boy don't know nothing about me, so he can't have chat for me. Big R-Fab and the blood clout. I have my sport and I have my team. I don't need to use no girl on social media for no clout. But he's a user, and if you can't see through it, then you lot are blind. Look how fast he's on TikTok. Now he's begging for gifts. Now he wants the gifts. All of a sudden, you're on vacation now. You're not working no more. All of a sudden.
She's giving Millie far too much credit. Millie is using him
because how can you go with your man and you left your man to stand up like one fish?
Millie is running to flirt with next man. Next man take Millie forward and I play a match and next man sees him
No. There's that, and then there's the one. Hold on. And then there's the one where he took a picture of her credit card. Then he punched her in her face. Then he tell her pack her stuff and leave. She's out on a lonely road somewhere. Then later on, he said he went and go and look for her and all this. Then she ended up back in some next one, bun and cheese this place. All right. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like I said, there's no way that the internet should know more about you than you know about yourself. Look how easy Miss Fabulous is listing everything. But the thing is that the guy says to them that how they're jealous, right? And we've heard this before on Jazzy's side of things too. Oh, they're jealous. It's the people on the outside that sees what's going on there more than you see on the inside. Even when I have friends, they tell me stuff and they say to me, well, it's this. Because they see more clearer than what you see, right? Because you're in the box. You don't notice nothing. That's what I'm saying. How this lady comes online crying, speaking sympathy. She says she messed up this, that, and the other. After Chris, why are you going back and you're going to look for next man? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a relationship. I would just go look after the children, basically. But she's never looked after the children, and it's the same with Millie.
To get as many gifts as she can.
Waste, man.
Yes, she is.
Millie knows who she's dealing with. She knows she's all over this one. Because if it was a really hard man, she blood clot.
They're both as bad as each other. Millie is used.
How bad a man's house is. You will never post a man's living state on the media. She don't respect him. She don't rate him. He loves sweets. Even somebody that looks at them. Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a girl that don't have her kids? Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a girl that comes on TikTok every single day of her frigging life? And that begs for money on TikTok every single day, 365 days of the year. Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a girl that keeps her house like a trash bag? Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a girl that can't dress, that can't even do her hair, her wig? Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a girl that keeps her house like a trash bag? Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a girl that can't dress, that can't even do her hair, her wig? Why would I be jealous of that? Make it make sense.
All right.
Why would I be jealous of a girl that...
See, and Miss Fabulous is hitting him with something because the first thing he says, look upon your head. Have you seen Miss Fabulous when she's dressed up? She looks really nice. She was out the other night at one club. She got dressed. She went out. She came back. She was even talking about reuniting with her mother. But you're there talking like it's all about the looks. I notice a lot of people use a lot of things about the looks, but sometimes it's a lot deeper than that. Millie is a lost person. She's lost. She's very male centered, very male centered. As soon as she touched down in Jamaica, she was just like, I don't know, crazy. Even if some women's doing that, they ain't gonna post it all over the blinking airways for people to cast judgment upon them or cast assumptions on them. She shows so much. Even the one that I showed where she was in danger with a man, she had to run out of the club. They told her run out of the club the way the man was on her because she has a reputation in the area where she is staying at. So all the mans them, when they see her, they would want to try her. And Miss Fabulous knows Jamaica a little well too. I mean, fair enough. She had her running with her man too, right? But she used it in a different way, I suppose. But I don't know. It's crazy. I was trying to find the other videos where I could show where she's male orientated, Millie, because Millie male centered. She's very male centered. Millie's very, very male centered. Like I said, it's nice to have attention. Well, there's good attention and there's bad attention, and then there's very, very bad attention because you can end up being unalived or whatever. And then there's really the one like I feel that Jazzy, I think the person she is living with as well is the one that she probably had been with, and he's probably been going somewhere else. So, there's loads of different factors around this.
She's not pregnant, but looks like she's 12 months pregnant. Why would I be jealous of that?
I look for fear. Why?
Why would I be jealous of that?
Come on, Renee.
Why would I be jealous of a girl that slept with an 80-year-old man called Patrick? Why would I be jealous of that?
Gives it away to anyone that gives her a double look. What?
Use up the triple chat. Use up a triple chat. Renee, I ain't fine, baby.
Why?
Are you gonna pay?
I don't see why they think Renee's hating on her. I think Renee is actually telling the truth. Renee's telling the truth. You know, one of them friends, when they tell you the truth, you don't like to hear the truth. Renee's telling the truth. Renee's saying what everybody's been saying for the past month or how long she's been in Jamaica, right? Right? She's laughing because what did he talk about? Renee's hair. But Renee went out and Renee went and got stuff for the people of Jamaica. She's in Jamaica herself already, bearing that in mind. She went out, she got gifts from her TikTok, and she went and she bought food for the people in Jamaica. Millie hasn't even done that. It's just when people started talking about it, then she started doing the odd thing, feeding people from the road or whatever. This guy here, right, when he started talking or whatever, Millie packed her stuff and was ready to head out. So he said, okay, she's packing her stuff. I can't stop her. Right, you're in Jamaica and you're heading out. Then she head to the next man's house. Okay, the next man's house, the one who was stalking her. right? So I don't know. People have to use looks. Oh, like it's someone talks truth, you use their looks. Oh, look at your head. Look upon her head. Renee actually can dress. When I did a video on her, I was looking for a picture of her, right? And she have this picture that she did herself up. She actually do look nice when she do herself up. She's one of them people, when she's home, she don't care. That's how she is. That's how it is for some people. They sit in their house, right? They would be washing, I'm doing whatever. She doesn't care. She's in her house. It's when you're outside your house, obviously you got to put on something, change how you look, whatever, right? She comes on to the TikTok looking like this all the time. This is not unusual for Renee. So I don't know why he's coming with this story like though it's something. So see, so my girl's so male orientated because male centered. Because when he said what he said, now she come and she start kissing him up. After she run to next man later on, she run to another man, and she was at his house for a bit. Yeah. So, and this same man here, he punched her in her nose and he take a picture of her credit card. You know, when you take a picture of the credit card, that means that how you can use it and you can swipe it. She said that how Millie said one time she went to sleep and there were money in the bank. And by the time she gets up, half some of the money gone. So what Millie, this is what I think Millie does. Millie goes and she takes out an amount of money for her to spend while she's there, and what she does, she takes out all the money, or much of the money she can, and she goes and spend. So when she is somewhere, she take out the bundle, and then she does. Even one time when she was feeding a youth man, she asked the youth man, like, go get her food, and she spent money on the food, but she took out the bundle, like, and sometimes when you're in certain places, you can't take out bundles because you'll be targeted in Jamaica only for your accent. No, it's not the accent. It's only because of that, but because you have the money now, right? Is what I'm saying. So, yeah, but yeah, she's very male centered.
Wow. That girl named Renee is very bitter. She a hate family.
That drink, man.
She a hate family for real. Yeah, man, for real.
But he's using Millie as well. He's using her too, right? She showed him how to get onto the TikTok. She showed him how to do certain stuff, right? He's making money off of her too, because he wants to come to the UK, right? That's to show you. You see, her and my Jazzy life ain't that much different. Just that she from the UK and Jazzy's from America.
What heap of energy, man. She didn't get to the therapy. That's why she looks so calm. Talk true. You can see the difference in a minute. You see me?
Not therapy.
Yeah, man. She get all heap of good therapy, guys. Because Millie used to be angry and go on like Renee, but look at her now, people, how she calm. I love she find people, and you see Renee see it and she says it's a good thing, and she fight it.
Are you sure? What therapy is she getting? What therapy is she getting? What? Sex therapy? Because that ain't therapy. That's to make next child, next baby. And according to her ex, he said that how she does a lot. She does a lot. So if you impregnate her now, you'll see the next side of her. Because her ex don't say who she is already. So hold on. Hold on. Can you hear the young one snoring in the background? All right. Let me see.
Here's the thing.
Here's the Thing is a blog diary about life and relationships, owned by Melissa Alvarez, a 32-year-old professional residing in Los Angeles. Follow her as her experience. We could argue there are two types of women: male-centered and women who uphold girl code, under any circumstance. These two groups are in opposition to each other when it comes to dealing. It's the woman who will readily tell the wife her husband's cheating versus the woman who believes that's not her problem. We claim to be in the era of women supporting women. Yet, so many of us are willing to take a man's word over anything else. We're quick to accept his excuse of, she's just a friend, even though she has pictures of the two of them plastered all over her Instagram. In her video, Yanni argues that girl code is a myth. She says girl code cannot exist as long as there are women who are male-centered. Sure, there are women who uphold girl code, who want to protect women from being betrayed or tricked. However, this is not a universal way women operate. So, as long as there are women who are competing for male validation, we cannot have girl code. As long as women hold their ability to find a spouse in a high regard, girl code is just a fantasy. Women who do not prioritize female friendships, or lose their friends once in a relationship, are most likely male-centered. But what exactly does male-centered mean? Most of the time, when we talk about being male-centered, what we really mean is being a male-identified woman. Let me explain. Male-centered or androcentrism is the practice, conscious or otherwise, of placing a masculine point of view at the center of one's worldview, culture, and history, thereby culturally marginalizing femininity. Male-identified women function within androcentrism. The male-identified woman is a woman whose beliefs, mindset, and attitude favor the male gender, often at the expense of the opposite sex. The male-identified woman often comes from a background where the male point of view was greatly. Create an account to read the full story. The author made the story available to Medium members only. If you're new to Medium, create a new account to read the story on us. Sign up with Google. Sign up with Facebook.
Hold on. There's another one too. Let me see. She kind of say it anyway. She said it. Oh, what's that? Hold on. The article up. There's one that's for and against male-centered women. Let me see. I don't know why I can't find it. Anyways, you get the gist of it anyway, because she said it. She more or less said it in her thing. She more or less said it. Let me see. I don't know. Okay, if I can't find it, we'll go to a video. But there's loads of videos on this. All right. Okay. It's probably going to be spelt wrong for the moment, but, you know, I'll adjust it in a minute. And I'll put up the the video that I'm gonna put up.
And moved to Bali and make it home base, my circumstances were so different. And now I'm sitting in Bali and literally nothing has gone to plan. Like when I had made that decision, I had already been in Bali for a few months. I was riding this like insane euphoric high. I was like, this is what life is supposed to feel like. Like I didn't even know life could get this good. Like I was meeting so many people. I was making so many friends. I was trying so many things for the first time. And just like, I felt like I was experiencing life for the first time. I was living with this girl and I was like, oh my gosh, like we're going to be besties. And then my best friend who I was living with in Los Angeles came to visit me. And she was like, dude, I'm going to sell all my stuff in LA and I'm going to come back and meet you. And let's just like live nomadically together and travel the world and make Bali home base and just like see where life takes us. And I'm like, bro, there is nothing that I want more. Like I had already made the decision that I was going to do that. But knowing that she was going to do it with me, it had like really sealed the deal and it made it so much easier. And like when you have your best friend by your side, you literally think you could fucking fly. Like there is nothing that I can't do without that bitch beside me. Like if she's beside me, I can do anything, right? We all feel that. And then that's what we did. In December, she came, we started traveling. We went to Vietnam in February for a month. We went to Australia for a month in April. And when we were there, Australia was our second stop. And when we were there, she met the love of her life. I thought that was...
Let's go, no rest. Pull up when you shot it in the front next.
And it fucking sucks. Like I remember her being like, yeah, dude, I think this is it. And I'm like, literally, what could you be talking about right now? Like that was not on our bingo card. And I fell apart. I cried. I screamed into a pillow. I was just so distraught with the fact that the journey that I had seen so clearly for us was just not going to happen because she had met this person. And when you meet someone, like things change, right? And that's something that you kind of sign off on when you take an experience like this. But I didn't think it could happen so soon. And I really had to sit with myself. I journaled every single day. 3 pages as soon as I woke up, journaling, like everything that was coming into mind. Like I had to sit with my own shit and be like, is this something that I'm going to do? And I still went back to LA. I sold all my stuff and I came and I made the decision that I was still going to do this by myself with or without anyone, because that was what I had planned initially. And that is a journey that I'm meant to take right now. And that can go to show that you think you have everything planned out and it will go in a different direction, but that doesn't mean that that direction isn't meant for you. And I'm taking this journey as exactly what it's meant to be. And I know that even though
Okay, let's go to another one because I don't think that's the one. But I get she packed everything with her friend, and her friend went and left her, went and bailed on her because she went into a relationship. So then in the end now she had to rethink and redo stuff so she can sort herself out. But here's one.
21, baby, just go ahead and let it go. Because the male-centered women are the women with 10 kids and 16 baby daddies. They're not able to get anywhere in life because when other people are worried about their goals, their dreams, their ambitions, school, etc., their degree, all you're worried about is Charlie and who he was with last night. Being male-centered as an adult will turn you into a loser with nothing to show for your life. This might sound mean. I might be harsh. You're not being a girl's girl. Certain messages don't need to be delivered warm and fluffy. It really don't. Like, you being male-centered at 21, you're a loser. You don't have nothing to show for yourself. No goals, no dreams, no ambitions. Just want to be on the side of a man, like a PS5 controller on the man's lap. Wake up, sister. Your life is passing you by. And y'all know me, y'all know I love my man. But my goals, my dreams, my ambitions, my career always come before a relationship. A man could wake up and walk out of your life today. Your degree will have your name on it forever. The accomplishments that you're able to get under your belt will be there forever. Your accomplishments are lifelong. A relationship might not be.
Because they for sure said, because I'm a Virgo, that I'm male-centered. Let's talk about that, y'all. I am not male-centered. However, males are very nice to me. And for the most part, most males respect me. And they don't judge me without even not knowing me.
Women who are extremely male-centered will never truly be your friend. I've literally had girls, when I'm trying to make plans with them, they will wait until the last possible second to confirm because they're waiting to see if a guy they just met will text them back. And this guy is not like their soulmate or something. They will do this for literally any guy because their self-worth revolves around what guys think of them. They will be jealous of you and they'll treat everything like a competition for the male gaze. I've known women who are absolutely beautiful. They should have no reason to feel like I'm their competition, but they will still find ways to put you down and embarrass you because they crave male attention that badly. But the number one reason I can't be friends with girls that are extremely male-centered is because you just can't have a good night out with them without involving men in some way. And like that can definitely be fun, but some days you just want to have a girls' night. But girls that are male-centered will be like, oh, let's go over to that guy's table. Let's go back to this guy's place. And it's like, no, we don't need to involve random men to have fun. Also, it's extremely dangerous to be going off of random guys you don't know. If you try to get me to leave a public place to go over to some random man's apartment, I'm sorry, I'm out. We literally don't know who these guys are. Why are we putting ourselves in a dangerous situation just for some attention? Like, are we really that desperate? I've joked about this before, like your conversations with your friends need to be able to pass the Bechdel test, but it's literally true. If every conversation you're having is revolving around some guy or like how to get male attention, then that girl is too male-centered and she's never going to be a good friend to you. Also, speaking from experience, if this girl does get a boyfriend, it's going to be the end of your friendship. And I know people are going to say, obviously I'm going to hang out with my boyfriend more than my friends. Like, I love him. And I'm not saying you can't hang out with your boyfriend all the time. Obviously, if you like them a lot, you should hang out with them. But there's a difference between hanging out with your boyfriend and completely ditching your friends because you got a boyfriend. I found that girls that do this, they'll still keep you in arm's reach so that they can still talk to you when they're having drama with their boyfriend. So they'll basically use you as a therapist when they need it. But when things are going good, it's radio silence. I had to cut a girl off as a friend because I felt so used by her. When we were friends, it didn't matter if we made plans like 2.5 weeks in advance. If her boyfriend texted her like 10 minutes before we were supposed to hang out, she would just cancel the plans immediately. But if her and her boyfriend were having problems, I was the first person that she would call. But that girl clearly did not view me as a friend. She viewed me as a therapist for her. And yes, you can totally be there for your friends. But when your friend's whole life revolves around a man and you're just there to give her validation when things aren't going well, then there's no actual friendship there. Okay, that's all for today. Bye, guys.
Let's talk about something that a lot of us women have done at some point in our lives.
Turn a good date into a great date, into the best date ever. Deliveroo now just got even.
And that's being male-centered, aka being a pick-me at some point. You know what I mean? Like, you rearrange your entire schedule just because the guy you're with texted you WYD. You know, the girl who cancels on her friends, she skips the gym, she loses herself completely the moment she enters a relationship. And this isn't shame or anything. This is simply awareness, because when you know better, you do better. So let's talk about what it really means to be male-centered, how it plays out in everyday life, how to break the cycle so you can live a full, healthy life that includes love, but it doesn't completely revolve around it. And I was inspired to make this video because of everything that's happening with Cooking with Kaya. If you don't know who she is a content creator who makes food content, and her whole tagline was how she could take your man with whatever she's cooking. But now her male audience has turned on her and she's now facing the backlash. Now, being male-centered is someone whose thoughts, emotions, routines, and every decision is heavily, heavily influenced or even dictated by men. Not necessarily all men, but usually one in particular, a boyfriend, a crush, or situationship that feels a little bit like love, but it's not quite official yet. Being male-centered isn't about being attracted to men. It's about reorganizing your whole life around male attention, approval, or male presence. For example, you plan your week around his availability. Your mood rises and falls based on how he treats you. And you put your goals, your friends, your self care, everything on hold just to cater for him. It's a slow, like, erosion of yourself. It doesn't feel dramatic. Like, you think you're just being flexible, you're just being the cool girl, or you just say, oh, he's just busy right now, or we're just in a phase. But like, over time it adds up, and your words get smaller, what you want gets smaller, your needs start shrinking. You stop checking in on yourself because you're so focused on how he feels and what he needs and what he will say. And the dangerous part is it can feel like love, like you're just this cool girl, nothing bothers you, it's all good, but it's really dependency that is dressed in a cute outfit.
I pray that God never gives me a male-centered friend ever again a day in my life. I am so over it. I never talk about the hardest friendship breakup that I've had to deal with because it's so disappointing to me, yet I still have this loyalty to it that I feel like, don't talk about this because, she may feel bad. But when I think about it, she allowed my life to be in danger and took it as gossip and didn't think to even contact me and say, hey, someone's threatening you. My friend's ex was not a very nice person, and it got to a point where he was sending threats towards me to her. And instead of her telling me this information, she went and told other people. Now, some would say maybe she felt uncomfortable to tell me this information because she was scared of him. That's something that I thought about for a long time as well. But she told other people as if it was gossip and sent screenshots, and they were actually my friends. So I found out by way of them saying, I think you need to know this information. And even in that moment, I was so badly wanting to think of how to protect her as well that I contacted her and was like, I found out this information. Like, you should have told me. I'm calling the police. He can't be making threats to me and like threats to you either. She was like on board. She didn't say sorry. She apologized to me afterwards when I ended the friendship because I was like, you didn't tell me and I can't continue to be friends with you. Like, this is something that at this point I can't sit with. There'd been so many things in our friendship where it came to men and I was like fobbed off. But at this point, it was like, you will actually allow me to be in danger and you wouldn't tell me. I can't be your friend. And I thought it ended there, but it didn't, because once I said we couldn't be friends and I was contacting the police waiting for my updates, they said that my case had been closed because she had all of the evidence and they needed the evidence direct from the source and she refused to give it to them.
I'm Medusa. I'm just giving an example of the male-centered Millie Dreams and Jasmine, because after being in Planet Mimi's live and others lives, I realized that how and Suma at one point did call it out, and she actually did say she was male-centered. But then I used Millie Dreams as well, because Millie Dreams did the same thing similar. The only difference is that she's done it in Jamaica. So what I did, I put up a little bit of the video of Jasmine being upset because a male probably two-timed or something, or some story time, something, I don't even know. But I'm just using it as an example, as a board. So I've used like, what is a male-centered woman, for instance. Now what I'm doing now, I'm giving examples. These are examples of women who was in friendship with women who is male-centered. Some of it sounds very familiar as it is pertaining to these two women in the sector. Well, Millie's Dreams is not in the sector, but My Jazzy Life is in the sector. So this is just a demonstration of how easily, right, even though this young lady, she was saying how the catch up. I didn't watch your videos live up today. No, I've done so many on the Jamaican one. I've been focusing on the Jamaican. You know, when I get focused on a topic, I go right in. I've been focused on Trinidad's plight, that's why. But today, because I seen Planet Mimi's and others, because sometimes it spurs you to make videos on this particular situation, because there is women that is like this. They're not the only women that's like this. They're the only women They're the only women who come on and put it on social media. So therefore, when commentators, reactors talk about it, but really, right, there is a danger to this as well. So one lady said that how, right, she and her friend was going to go Bali, so she packed up and she went to Bali, and the woman got hooked up and left her, so she had to rethink her whole thing and go and continue her journey in Bali. So this one, what I'm showing, is different stories of different women who has been around male-centered women. And the lady talking now, she's pulling out stuff from it as well, but she's also showing examples of it. So that's why I'm not saying much on this one, because it actually, because it'd be like, I'll be like, it's like as though I'm thinking, it's like you're thinking the same thing sometimes, you know, when commentators do certain videos, it's like they're thinking the same thing you're thinking. I didn't get to watch nobody's videos today. I'll catch up. Yeah, there's loads. The video that Jasmine was on live yesterday till about 10 o'clock p.m. my time, or later, I think, on live, talking about she was in a relationship with someone, but it does sound like it's Chris, because we know she puts down everything. She is very male centered. She wants attention and all that stuff. She is a Liv as well. You know, Liv and her is similar. There's no different, no taking away that part. Now I use a different female, Millie Dreams, who is in Jamaica, who from the time she stepped off in Jamaica, she was just giving the men things basically. And her recent plight now is that how the guy she was with, he stole her credit card, he punched her, he while he was talking on the live, she packed her stuff, she left, and the road was quiet because Jamaica, it was quiet because right now I think sunsplash or something's going on, so the road's quiet. So he didn't really get up and really go look for her, and then she ended up at the man who was stalking her house. She was at his house. That's the one who was stalking her, where she had to run out of the club. There's a video pertaining to that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to link them into the video because it's all the same thing. Anyhow you look at these women, they're all the same thing. They all kind of do similar things. There's different women, but it's the same thing. And like, everyone's been young at one point, so we kind of understand. Like, yes, you go through phases, but at one point, right, you have to break the phase. Like, you break the spell of that man that man's got over you, because you're holding out. Like, Jazz is holding out, waiting for this man, and Millie, well, her situation is different. Like I said, I think I did do a little bit on Millie Dreams, because she's Miss Fabulous's Miss Fabulous friend. So you're kind of like, you know, oh, okay, how have they been recovering after the weather disaster in Jamaica? It's slow, man. It's slow. Right now they're trying to get food to them. They're saying some people ain't getting food in certain parts. They're trying to reach them. I put up one with a Jamaican guy where he was talking about how he never voted for none of them. He didn't vote for any of them. And he said that how, because he finds it's a lose-lose any which way. So it's a very slow process what's happening now. It's slow. Right, they got some houses rebuilt. There's a house that went through the storm, and the guy is going to try and build them a house is similar to that in other places. But I'm trying to find out the different things, what's going on, different places before. But right now I've been just looking at Trinidad with Venezuela, where Trinidad's in the middle of a war between the US and Venezuela. That's what I've been focusing on, because you know me, I get very fixed on one subject that tends to happen, and especially when it's involving places where I have grown up in between and I have family. So that's what I do. So today I thought I'd change it up a bit and do jazzy, because you know, before I did say I was gonna stop doing my jazzy life But yeah, sometimes because she pops up now and again and she does craziness, sometimes you just got to cover her. There's no way out of it. But I don't make it a thing because there's other things to talk about. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I'm gonna put this on because I have to get my my younger one up soon, and I might have to stop the video. I might have to come back to it. But basically, I'm gonna let this play because they explain about male-centered women, and that's what these women are.
But her case went ahead. So if he did want to do something to me, I would have had nothing to protect me, nothing in place that would have protected me in that situation. And it's like I've never really sat with and grieved that situation. But whilst I'm going through other relationships where I'm having to end them much sooner than it getting to that point, I'm thinking about how far I let that go and how much I've still been holding on to that in a way to keep that a secret for that person when that really hurt me. Now I'm looking at the friendships that I have where I'm seeing the signs of those same patterns repeating. And although it hasn't got to the point of me being in harm, I'm not waiting to get to the point where I'm in harm for that to happen again. Because by the grace of God, you just happen to tell the right people who would tell me continued, something happened to me or one of my loved ones. So I just feel like it's so important that we protect ourselves from people. Anything can happen. And when it comes to male-centered women, like I'm all for sisterhood. I'm all for girls and being friends. I would never stop. I would never say don't be friends with women, they're dangerous, because that's not true. But male-centered women who are in that stage of life where they are still heavily male-centered, yes, they are dangerous. And I have the compassion to understand that these are all father wounds, right? These come from our wounds and trying to fill those voids. But I also have to give myself that grace. I'm a human too. I deserve to have a safe experience in this world. I don't need to be friends with people who will put me in jeopardy because they're not ready to address their father wounds.
Oh, look at my husband.
We're using too much energy.
Oh, I just saw him.
Let's talk about cooking with Kaya. Apparently, she was out in the club and she got her butt spanked by men who is not her boyfriend. And she has come out, she's tried to defend herself by saying that they're not officially together. She doesn't see what the big deal is. She was trying to tell him that he basically needed to get his life together. And of course, you know that the men will not like that. But now her audience that was centered around men, male attention, she was twerking while cooking and all of that. So obviously, she's gonna.
Don't that sound familiar? Where's Kitten Zombie? That sounds familiar. Don't that sound familiar? That's what Liv does. That's what Liv does. No, it's not a commercial. Where's Kitten Zombie? Kitten Zombie. This sounds like Liv. No, it's not a commercial. This is a content creator called Cook with Kaya. She just used an example of a woman who's male centered, who was using her content for males, and she lost all of her male subs because she's doing whatever. So yeah, that's why I'm just letting it play for a bit. I got to come off in a while because I got to go to set up going to school. I choose a kind of a funny time to come on, to be honest, but I just wanted to show this point of what's going on with my Jazzy life, which we already knew she was male-centered anyway. It's just interesting to show that there's many women like this. She's not the only woman who's like this. She really is not.
Get a male audience. Now, when she first came out, I said, I think she is just pandering to men. She's just giving them or doing or saying what they want to hear just to make money. And I think she didn't realize how fickle her audience really is, because these men just want this fantasy of a woman in the kitchen, you know, twerking and cooking for me. They just saw her as a fantasy, and now they're realizing that she is a real woman who wants real things outside of having to work and split the bills.
They saw her as a piece of meat. Let's be frank here. They saw her as meat. Okay? You know those fantasies men have of women. She fulfilled the fantasy. That's what she did. But then it came and backfired on her. And I think that's the same what's going to happen to the Webb's mum. It's going to come and backfire on her. It's the same thing with Jazz. Every time she goes and does something pertaining to men, it comes and backfires on her. When she talks about her ABs, when she talks about certain stuff, it backfires on her. And the audience changes, and they change. That the trolls that she gets in her chats automatically tells her who she is, and they don't like it because they want the male attention. That's why she puts on a whole full wig. I'm not saying don't dress up, don't make yourself nice. No. Obviously, you got to be presentable when you're in the camera. Just now, when I was going to try and schedule a thing on the YouTube thing, it flashed. Well, I had to delete it because I'm like, I'm no way am I taking myself in bed, taking a live of me lying down in bed. Some do it, but I don't want to do it. So, you know, these are the type of women they have issues, but there is places where men can go to get their thing off or whatever. And it's like you're doing that. Like I said, YouTube's changed a lot now. It's not like it was before. Maybe there was stuff on it before, but I don't remember seeing that. I always know YouTube to be informative. You see people doing their stuff. I follow the Kebs. They got married just the other day. They do family vlogs. They do healthy vlogs. They do their children interacting and stuff like that. You know, there's the one with the family of 10 children. I forgot her name. Their children's always together. Like, you know, her and her husband's like about that life, like real content creators, I can say. But at the same time, it's like when I watch things to do with Live Life, when they do commentary on Live Life, and you see how she reacts with her son when she's talking nice, when a male comes on, her voice change and stuff like that. Like they're all the same. They're all the same because they haven't grown up. They haven't realized certain stuff. If you've been joked down by so much, as we call it, if you've been mashed down by a man for so many times, you tend to sit by yourself because you have to review your life. What am I doing wrong? I need to change the type. I need to do this. Some women don't do that. They don't have time to sit down. The way how Jazzy came onto that live last night till when she was on for so long, like she's searching for answers. You won't find the answers on YouTube. You have to find it within yourself. Sometimes you have to be alone for a very long time. You have to give men a break. A man will approach you and you just have to knock him back. That's how you got to deal with it. Sometimes men like it, the chase. They like the chase, as they call it, right? You being there or always on tap sometimes it's not a good thing. Sometimes it is a good thing. It all depends on the type of relationship you got with the man. Those I call them the backdoor man. You have a backdoor man, but then you still know, okay, where you stand with it. Right, so you have to have boundaries and you have to know what is what. Now, I'm not talking as an expert. Is life experience. Sometimes life experience shows you what you don't want in your life, right? So you say, okay, I don't want a man when he talks over me, like or married at first sight. Some men go into speech mode and they can just go completely off. There's some men who would listen to you sit down and they will just have conversations with you. They will get familiar with you. Some men when they come to a stage of their life, they just want to just relax. They don't do all the run around. They've been everywhere, all over town and all over this. They've seen it all. They just want to settle down. There's men like this. Jazzy doesn't learn. Jazzy doesn't learn. So what does she do? She puts her son, because she thinks, oh, Chris is going to come back. Chris is going to come back. No. Liv talk about Gerard 50 million times, but then at the same time she's taking other men. It's like enough. And Liv is very male-centered. She is okay, right? There's many people covering her at this present moment. I'm not going to cover her because I've got my own ones that I cover already, so I don't need to cover her. She's not on my list of things to cover, but I'm just using her as an example. Millie Dream, same thing. Right, that's why Renee go and lace up the man. But then when Renee is lacing up the man, they're telling her she's jealous of Millie. What is there to be jealous of Millie about? There's nothing to be jealous of Millie. Millie ran away from fighting for her children. Her children's in the system. She's not fighting for them. She and the boyfriend was in a toxic relationship with the ex. When the ex is talking about it, they was in a toxic relationship, right? He was just as bad as she, but the difference is that how he's trying to look after the children, but then she's there asking for money on the TikTok. She's there. She's got the boyfriend now. She must still had 5 or 6 men. I don't even know. I'm not watching her business like that. It's like watching Velvet. I can even use Velvet as an example. Velvet is another example, very male-centered. Janae, who else? There's plenty of them, right? Like I said, Jazz is not the only one. In the mummy sector, it may come over like she is, but she's not the only one. There's plenty of women like that who's like that. There's some women who, when they meet their match, they settle down. Your answers are found. I believe that statement. Yeah, because like you gotta take a break from relationships sometimes. You gotta take a siesta. Some women has to grow. There's some women who will grow for a bit and then the man will, what does lacing up a man? Oh, when she tells him off. She told him off. That's West Indian saying. She laced him up. She put him on time. She told him about himself. She let him know what you're doing is wrong. And as much as Renee is mad with Millie, she speak up for her. Right? What everybody else was just talking around her, she spoke directly to the man and tell him what you're doing is wrong. She said to him, if somebody said that you punch him and you're doing this and you're doing that, what are you doing around her? What are you doing around her? What are you doing with her? And Millie's there kissing him up on the screen like it proves something. The only way I've seen that is when someone has been in a domestic violence, a DV relationship, where like you have to prove that you love this man. Wherefore, right, you feel like you have to be tactile to prove something. Right, relationships come in all different ways and all different, because I've been through all those different relationships. So I can afford to talk. I've been in a long relationship, I've been in short relationships, I've been in very, very short relationships. So when you are older and you see it in others, you see it, you understand it, right? So you therefore say, you know what, right? I don't want that for myself. I'd rather be alone. Right? What did Tyler Perry said? I'd rather be something bad than lonely or something like that. I can't remember. I can do bad all by myself. Yeah. That's how you feel, because it's not like you don't like males. No, you love males still. You still appreciate them. But at the same time, right, you have better for yourself. You want better for yourself. You first have to sort yourself out before you can get into a relationship with somebody else, because you want to make sure when you go into that relationship, it's a long-term relationship. It's not for a short time. It's not for a couple of years. It's not for 4 years. It's long-term. And we've seen it on this here YouTube. There's commentators who've been with their partners for years. Right? There's commentators who've been with their husbands man for years. They do reactions on the women, and they talk from a married woman point of view, and there's the ones who talk from a single woman point of view. So you get both sides of the coin. So therefore you have a better understanding of what it is. There's women who's been single mothers, there's women who's been married with children, and the man's come and the right, you know, someone's left, and then this man's come and he's played his part as a father, so they recognize differently. These women won't recognize it. That's why I'm doing this video as well, to show the male-centered women, because they won't listen to people like me, they won't listen to people like the Erics, they won't listen to people like Pineapple, they won't listen to people like Tea with She, they won't listen to people like Peace, in my opinion, they won't listen to like Grab It, they won't listen to that, because they are too in a vortex to recognize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some women literally dress down so they don't draw attention to, so they don't get drawn attention to, so they don't catch that eye then, right? But so when they do dress up, yes, the male eye or the male glance will catch them, right? But there's women who literally dress down, like they stay in certain ways. That's why women lose teeth, this and that and the other. And then later on, right, as you see, right, they get made up, made over, right? So you cannot assume that one size fits all. In my Jazzy's life, Millie Dream's life, Live life, others, they live in a different world. They don't see beyond that world. They're stuck in a one-parted world. Everything's about me, 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 me. But sometimes it's not all about me, 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 because the world is changing around you. While you're busy focusing on the man, the males, and you're getting what you think is cool, so-called love. Sometime for that 1 hour, 10 minutes, however long the sex session takes, that's just to what you call it, I can't think of the word. It's just there to make you feel good at the time, but when it's over, then you're back to your same world. He's not helping you, he's not doing much, you're struggling, he's not helping, he's not saying, oh, let me make it better. So some males will jump in, that they see you in a situation, they will help you and make it better. That's why I don't say to women, don't cut off all men, because there is good men out there, but it's when you find that good man, you have to, it's not like keep him, but he will be there no matter what. So it's left for you to find that man. Jazzy would never meet a good man because she's very ghetto, she doesn't want to bathe, she doesn't want to look after her children, she doesn't want to do certain stuff. Now there's males that's talking about her as well. So her and Liv. Anyway, let me play this because hi Nicole. I'm not going to be on for long because I have to go to do my school run. I have to get ready, and you know what's going to happen. You know what happened the last time when I did it in the weekend? You know, the door knock had to go all the way down, go get it. There was a big old gap in the middle of the thing. Then I lose the chat and I get mad. So if I cut off, it'd be because I have to go answer the door, and I'll probably have to come back and continue this, okay? Because there's going to be a lot going on today, and I won't be able to focus on a live. Otherwise, I'll do one later. But let me just play this one because I've never heard of this lady myself. I've never heard of this lady called Eat with Kiara. I think I've heard them passing. So if I cut off, it's not like I'm being rude. I'm just gonna go thingy because it's one of them days. Yeah, if it was a different day, you know, normally I would just record the live and then put it up and wait for people to comment.
With a man and having to cook and twerk every day.
Cooking with Kaya just got exposed. Let's get into it, y'all. So if you don't know, right now Cooking with Kaya is at Streaming University with a whole bunch of other content creators. Streaming University is a whole bunch of other people there. They all there to have fun and make content, right? So they had a little party going on and Kaya went to that party. Cool. Be mindful. Kaya has a dude right there. That's him. That's her boyfriend. She goes to the party, she throwing it back on other dudes. It's as simple as that. That's what she doing at that party. While she doing that, this dude that's actually touching, she's doing at the party. Don't get them dudes like, yo, don't do that. Like, don't touch me, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. But you can't really say that to those guys if you're starting it. If you decide to throw it back, that's what dudes do. You know what I'm saying? They gonna catch it. It's as simple as that. She checked him or whatever, cool. But the boyfriend seeing all this on stream. Now keep in mind, the boyfriend is 6 minutes away from the Streamer University at a hotel waiting for his girl to come back. Imagine if you was wrong. Let me tell you why. She was wrong because, yeah, I'm not saying don't go to party, but don't disrespect me. That's what he's saying. Don't disrespect me in front of thousands of people. Like, come on now. Imagine what you doing off camera. That's how he thinking. My opinion, she's wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Like for more.
Yo, we got a crazy story coming out of Streamers University. Now, just in case y'all didn't know, for my younger people who didn't know, Streamer University was something set up by one of the biggest streamers that we have, Kai Cenat. And it's where a bunch of influencers, content creators, and streamers get together, and they basically have a stream fest, a clip fest, like a whole bunch of content. It definitely was a great idea. Well, everybody know from the past few months, Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya became a viral sensation from the food that she cooked and how she was dancing and all of this, right? So the last 6 months been very, very good to Cooking with Kaya. So she was invited to the Streamers University, along with many, many other big names and small names as well. So while at the Streamers University, a lot of people were saying that she looked like she mean, she looked like she's not approachable, and some stuff and some clips came out. It showed that she was not the nice little sweet girl that she portrayed to be on Cooking with Kaya. She seems very unapproachable, and her attitude seems very nasty. So this was the first time everybody.
Once again, who does that sound like? Mean, anger management, all that stuff going on. They put on a mean mug when they enter a room. Right, fair enough, right? When you enter a room, you don't know people. Yes, right, you have a straight face until you get to know everybody and all that. I thought it was Kai Cenat, you know. I thought that's what he was going to come with, you know. When I heard Stream University, I thought, oh yeah, it must be Kai Cenat. I was like, oh, okay, it's him.
Who has ever done that? Like, I get it that some people do that when they're in clubs, but I never actually had that happen. Like, no matter how many girls I've danced with, no guy has ever slapped my butt.
I kept telling him, I was like, just stream, do something, you know, just establish yourself. Because if I'm up here and you down here, and I'm not saying that that's what it is, but I'm just saying, like, we need to be, I feel like a good couple should be on the same level, or maybe the man should be like a little bit higher than the woman. So I was trying to encourage him to get on his stuff, you know, without being mean, because I didn't want to make it seem like, oh, I didn't want to be with him if he couldn't do nothing for me, because I'm not that type of girl. So I kind of got frustrated, and I would tell him, like, I don't think right now is the time for me to be in a relationship. I told him this a long time ago. Before Streamer University, y'all, we had another talk, and I told him, like, y'all, it gets so bad to the point where I be having to call my mom and tell my mom, can she please escort him out of my house, because he just won't leave.
So it's also down to who you're attracted as well. See? Even though it's not good, because like you never know who's behind the mask to when the mask drop. But she seems to be the type who's like, okay, I'm this big YouTuber and you're below me. Like you're in a relationship with a guy, even if you do go out by yourself and a man put questions to you, it's left for you to tell him in a nice, polite way, no, I'm taken, You shut it down quick and fast. If you do, you know, like if you put out the mixed signals to a man, he will think, okay, I might still just try. She might give in. That's probably the signals you gave out. Plus, you made them slap your behind. So you gave them mixed messages. So, and the relationship thing, I don't know. The relationship with streamers, well, we know sometimes that doesn't always work out anyway. So, I ain't even gonna like cut ice with that one.
He won't leave. I'm not gonna tell all his business because that would be me being a bad person. Like, I'm not like that. So I'm not gonna tell all his business, but long story short, something happened in Texas to where he had to come live with me. And we only really knew each other for a month. But I felt bad. Well, not even live with me. He was like, okay, he was gonna stay with me for a little bit, and then he was like, oh yeah, next week I'm gonna get a place out here in LA. He said he wanted to move out to LA anyway, so he could be with me. How can you cheat with somebody you're not with? And what did I do? Like, I'm okay. I'm great. I'm having fun.
Insecurity.
Streamers University. Hello?
See, this is so tired of people slandering her name, and every time she read something about herself or seen something about herself, it was always something negative. But when you come on here with negative energy, you're going to receive that negative energy back to you. Now, even
I just said that. Hi, T. How you doing? I just now said that. Hey, this woman read my mind. That's what I said. You put out what you get. You put out bad energy, you get back bad energy. That's how it goes, isn't it? So I'm gonna let play with them more.
even though she may not have thought that what it was that she was doing was negative, but baby, you're on here talking about stealing people's man and showing yourself in a certain.
Does this sound familiar? Me thinks it does. I think it sounds familiar. I think the mummy sector definitely can resonate what this lady's saying with at this moment. I don't know about any other sectors, but the mummy sector, we have these type of women in our sector. Okay, we have these type of women in our sector. We do. Okay. Yeah. I don't even need to expand. I think my girl just put it out there. She's speaking pure facts at this time. And like I said at the beginning, right, with Jazz and Millie Dreams, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Liv, same thing. Strong and Chrissy, same thing. All of them. All of them. Doesn't matter which one I'm talking about. Whether it's Wine, what's the name? I don't know. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now I'm just using this as an example to show that there are other women who's exactly like these women that is on the mummy sector, particularly. I don't know about others. There probably is others. I can't say. But yeah. If you are out in a club and you are in a relationship, some people just go out to enjoy themselves. They're not looking at them. They go out, enjoy themselves, come back home to their man, partner, or whatever. You don't need to go the whole extreme with someone slapping your behind, right? You say, hey, don't do that, you know what I mean? Like, or you walk away. You walk away. If you feel it's that dangerous and the man's a bit weird, a bit creepy, then yeah, if you're around your friends, normally a male friend would step to him and say, no, dude, ease up. Yeah. So, yeah.
Certain kind of manner, of course the internet was going to eventually, they was going to come at you. Now I do understand, like, we do still have feelings behind being a content creator. Like, a lot of people think that we don't have feelings, but we're normal. We still have feelings like anybody else. But I'm not gonna even lie, if I was making all that money, baby, I wouldn't even care what y'all had to say about me. Baby, I'm gonna take my tears and I'm gonna go straight to the bank, okay? I know they said that, like, she was cheating or whatever it is she was doing with her boyfriend. But at the end of the day, you kind of know what you signed up for. Like, I feel like if you're dating somebody that got a lot of fame, you already know that there's a possibility, a strong possibility that you may get cheated on.
Cooking with Kaya said she tried to leave her now ex-boyfriend, but every time she tried to leave, he would cry and she would feel so bad. So she decided to stay every time. She also...
And that is manipulation. That's He's manipulative. You know, gosh, when you listen to certain things, you think, geez, people, man.
Then said she was paying all the bills and he wasn't really doing nothing.
It's still appalled. Compare home insurance and see how much you could save today.
Exist because they, like all women, were socialized to seek out male validation. I'm almost positive that her content is rage bait, but rage bait can still be propaganda, and it doesn't take away from the real harm that content like hers causes women. Part of decentering men is accepting that men might choose a pick-me over you. It's frustrating, I know, but it's very important that you stay strong and true to yourself. If you have to put on a performance to be loved, it's not real love. A real feminist man is not going to expect you to fall in line with a traditional gender role. If you want that role, he'll support it, but he won't force you into it. And he won't make you feel like you're less of a woman for not wanting to take on that role. But even the women who do defy patriarchal norms still sometimes question if deep down, does their man want them to be more of a traditional woman? And for this reason, Kaya's videos unearthed some deeply rooted fears and patriarchal wounds. Men are praising Kaya because they know that in doing so, it will cause other women to possibly cook for them out of fear that they might lose him to a woman who happily panders to men. Some may say that it's not.
Another person comes to mind is Eat with Q. Eat with Q. She's in Nigeria right now. She doesn't know how to cook at all. I don't even know how she made it as a mukbanger without cooking. I really don't get it. Right now, she's in a traditional African union with a guy, with a man. And in the traditional sense, meaning that how in Nigeria, the women, most of the time, they do the cooking, the cleaning, the washing. They are basically play the old-fashioned roles, or what most women, independent, 20th century, 20 whatever century women do not always pan to. There's some women who choose not to be the woman in the kitchen. They rather be the one that's in the business with him. But there's women who balances business, love, and other things together. Now, the thing with Eat Q situation is that how she literally, when she found that how he was going to open up and tell everything about her, she literally ran back to Nigeria to go live with him. And when now she's there, there's little things that has been seen while she's there. Right now, what she wants now, there is housemaids. So she doesn't want to play the role as the woman. But the problem is, if somebody else is cooking for your man, you can lose your man to that. You know, some men, they are in love with the food that is presented to them, all that stuff. If they are a traditional man, there is some men who will go in the kitchen and cook with their spouses, all sorts of stuff. And this doesn't mean because Eat with Kaya, because she shows that and she got chosen, doesn't mean to say that every woman is the same. Every man is not the same, right? Every relationship doesn't be the same. And in these norms now, everything's different. Like it's not the same standard. They would not do what our mothers have done. They won't take the same thing what our mothers have done. Maybe some of them, not all of them. So it's like, I feel by you saying that, that's a blank statement. You should, like, you say, oh yeah, because she got a man, that means every woman's gonna go into the kitchen because of that, because like she does a twerk in the kitchen. What she's doing, she is fulfilling the sexual needs, the sexual fantasy of the men. That's like an Instagram girl. Even on TikTok, there is them sort of women too. They will sit down, bosoms in front of the camera, sexualization of a woman. Some women just want you to just listen to what they're just saying out their mouths, and they will cover up completely, which a woman shouldn't have to do. They will present themselves a different way so that they can be heard, and it's not about their breast. It's not about their frontage. It's not about, oh, I have a big butt. They want you to hear what's coming out of their mouth. That's why some women take on modesty by themselves. Doesn't mean to say they're Muslim or they're whatever. They do this because when they're having conversations, they want to connect and have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like I said, I ain't no expert. I'm just going by life experience, okay? So that's how I'm talking on that level. I'm not talking from that other level, because once you've seen a couple things in life, and in my nearly 49 years in life, I've seen a few things in my good old little life, and I know that how what I wanted when I was younger, I wouldn't want now. What I used to put up with when I was younger, I won't put up with now. I would want something a bit more for myself. And I believe that sometime a person should always go and look some body form and blah, 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 blah. But men are visual animals. At the end of the day, they're like, you know, with every sexual creature, obviously, right, there is something that turns on a man, there's something that turns on a woman. That's how it is. So yeah.
That serious, but women are upset with Kaya's content and the men promoting it for a reason. Even though the anger is valid, Kaya doesn't deserve to be bullied, and she doesn't deserve to have her intimate moments leaked online. Kaya is still a victim of patriarchy, even though she upholds it. If you don't like Kaya, block her. And if you're afraid of your man choosing her over you, block his ass too. Though pick-me's do threaten women's liberation, men are the greatest threat to it. Men are our oppressors. Men are...
That's why they talk about the manosphere, innit? The manosphere was something with what's his name? Kevin Samuels. I can't remember the guy's name. Where like there'll be a back and forth with the manosphere and the, I don't know, right? There'll be a back and forth with the manosphere. I know that much for sure. I've heard them. I choose not to be part of that. But yeah, if you are male-centered women, obviously, right, yeah, you would want to fulfill certain fantasies of the man as well. So I lost the screen, but anyways, I think I made my point anyway. You know me, I have to make a point. You know, it's not down to whatever. These women, right, obviously, like Jazzy started out having children very, very young anyway. I don't know about Millie Dreams. I don't know about Liv, but I know that how they are very male-centered. So when something happens, something big, they come onto the internet and they should put it out there. They will cry on the internet. Particularly, they know the power of the internet, but then it's misused, isn't it? You know, right? It's misused. But all I want to say is that how I ain't judging a one on what they do. It's just sometimes, right, you have to learn to put yourself out. I always say to people, sometimes you have to choose to put yourself in isolation. People go into isolation for certain reasons. Something massive happened in their life in the past. They choose to shield, put boundaries in place. You say to yourself, the man I had when I was 20, 30 years old, I don't want that type of man for myself. I don't never want to be where I have to choose between children and a man. No, you want balance. You just want balance. You shouldn't have to be male-centered to get a man. Right? Men will be attracted to you anyway. It's the law of the jungle. The male and the female, they have this thing visually, visually, what you say out of your mouth. A man would like you regardless. There is a man for every woman out there. Although they say that how it's not so. They say, oh, all the men are in prison and blah, 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 and how you got to share. If you want to do polygamy, do polygamy. Just make sure that how everybody is in agreement with it. So when you don't see him, you know he's at Jane's house. He's at Cynthia's house. That's all it is. You don't have to be a certain way. You shouldn't have to twerk and do certain things on the airways to get that attention. You shouldn't have to come on here and do what you're doing. Jasmine does it all the time. She does it all the time. Liv does it all the time. Millie dreams well. Her situation's different too. But I'm not going to stay on long because I know I'm going to get interrupted. And I don't like long streams anyway. So thank you, people, for passing through. Medusa, Nicole, and Tea Time. So I'll see you in the next one. Please check out the other videos containing different things. Yes, I go all over the place. That's just how I am. I'm a Sagittarius, isn't it? So, well, you know, that's just how I am. But anyways, if you've been around me for a long time, you know how I stay sometimes, whatever it goes. But yeah, that's basically what I want to say, really. The commentators, I'm glad they got the video of Jazzy. So those she's put it, see the alarms are going off. Those she's put it into members, they caught it already. They caught it already. Basically, you made yourself look stupid online for no reason. And maybe it is a man that's either in her house, who knows, or maybe it's Chris, who knows. Maybe she's following Liv because Liv is getting loads and loads and loads and loads of people reacting on her. Millie dreams the same thing in different ways, done in a different way. So I've shown both sides of the coin. Jazzy will never change. She'll never change. She'll still be what she's doing. She's spiraling. Her mum don't even talk to her. Her family seems very distant from her. You know, even when she woke up the children, that's how male-centered she is. She put on a whole show because she thought Chris was watching her and her son celebrate his birthday. She's still around that whatever's going on with her, and we all can, well, like I said, we all can see it. I don't know what else to say on that, really. This is my first topic on, I think I've done on relationships before, I don't even know, but I'm just trying to say from life experience that sometime at one point you have to break that cycle. You can't be going round and round in cycle. When you've been doing the same thing, and you're getting the same result, sometime, right, you have to change that result. You have to change it, because otherwise you'll still be doing the same thing. And she does have a cushion. Jazzy has a cushion anyway, because she seems like she's struggling, but she's not struggling. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about somebody else's struggles, because like loads of people go through different ways, it's different struggles. So, but it's just that how she centers with the children is the same. But anyways, I'm not going to prolong the live. Like I said, I'm not going to prolong the live. Please comment underneath, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for coming around. I don't normally be on this time, but hopefully we'll talk again on a different subject, and I hope you come to that as well, because this channel is more than Jazzy Life, is more than that. So yeah, so with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, have a good day, good night, whatever time it is now, 7:02 over here, and I'll see you later. Take care, bye.